What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, and welcome to Lactic Acid. I'm your host, Dominique Smith. Today, I am super pumped to bring you one of the best high schoolers in the nation. She is a certified baller, shot caller. She literally put the team on her back, and I'm sure it hurts more than Marshawn Lynch, but she got the job done. She is balling in the great state of Ohio, and guess what? Outdoor season is here, which means she is about to tear it up, going to the University of Cincinnati next year. Shout out to the Bearcats. Y'all know how we roll on here. She is none other than the legend that is Miss Juliette Laracuente-Huebner. Hubner. Did I get that right? The last part?
Hubner.
Hubner. Dude, okay, I'm pissed off. So we were just I was so close. I was so close. So my bad. Catching
No,
L's
you're good.
already. Thank you for coming on the show. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm really excited to be on here and talk to you.
This is going to be a legendary episode because everybody is about to hear about how big of a deal she really is and how you need to elevate your life to get to the level that she's at. So, I've been, I said I was going to toss this question, but I haven't thought of something that's better. But I've been asking everybody this to start. And this will be the last time I ask this question. I'm going to have to retire it, at least for the time being. So, let's just say the good people at Food Network, Ben and Jerry's, and the Grammys. One day they're flipping through Twitter for whatever reason. They just chilling. And they decided to have a meeting. And they said, we need to do a spring promotion on somebody who epitomizes greatness. So then they went to your track meet. They went to the state indoor meet. And they say, yo, we got to do this for Juliette. She is the one that we are going to focus and do a promotion, elevating her awesomeness because it is what we want in our brand. So they're going to do three things for you. Food Network said, yo, this is what we're going to do. She has to create a custom burger or pizza, or if she's like, I hate burgers and pizza, I have this dish that I cannot live without. They want you to tell them what it is, either burger, pizza, or the custom dish. They're going to put it on every menu that they're affiliated with in this great land of ours. The Grammys were like, yo, no, it passed, but we have to get ready for next year. So they're going to roll out the literal and figurative red carpet for you. You get to be a guest of any musical artist that you want. And then Ben and Jerry's, the ice cream king, they want you to pick two flavors of ice cream. They're going to combine them into one, and they're going to put it at every grocery store that anywhere you can find Ben and Jerry's, that's where this ice cream is going to be. So, Food Network, burger, pizza, or your custom dish, who you going to the Grammys with, and then the ice cream flavors.
Okay, so I am a big burger fan.
Okay.
This I can't believe I'm admitting this on the internet, but I love to have a BK Whopper after every track
Ooh.
meet. It's just my thing. So I think that I would have to tell them to like Food Network, like they have to do a BK Whopper, like for sure. Without any tomatoes though. No tomatoes. I'm not a big tomato person, but
Same here.
and
Okay.
then yeah, go ahead.
No, because it's just nostalgia. Go ahead.
And then for the Grammys, I my all-time favorite artist, I think he's been my number one on Spotify for like 4 years in a row. I love him, is Frank Ocean. He
Okay.
is just I love Frank. I actually listen to his music before I even like when I'm getting warmed up and everything. So I think I would have to take him to the Grammys with me, which is like so weird. He hasn't released music in years, but I would have to take him. And then the ice cream part, I'm lactose intolerant, but I do like to sneak in some dairy here and there. So I'm a big fan of cookies and cream.
Okay. How about this?
And
Let's make it fair. Let's make it fair. Since you lactose intolerant, and we
okay,
don't want anything that comes from that. So we're gonna switch it up. So Ben and Jerry's, they're retired. So what if Lay's came to you? Either Lay's or Cape Cod or any other chip. Give them a custom potato chip.
salt and vinegar. I mean, it's already made, but
Okay.
I love salt and vinegar. Just have to have my face plastered on it, like
That's what I'm saying. Like
Juliet approves
Louise
this
Fox.
message type of thing.
Yes, like all you with the high jump, all the gold medals, like everything with some spikes. Like, you better eat this or you're going to feel the wrath. Listen, I'm with that.
Exactly.
Maybe we can make that happen. I doubt Lay's is listening to this, but if somebody who is eating potato chips knows anybody from Lay's, we have to make this happen. So a BK Whopper, Lord have mercy. Listen, I'm here. That is, I kid you not, I never will forget it. And I'm feeling some pain because low key, when I was competing in track and field, I'm here in Florida, born and raised, still here. So it's serious down here. Used to go to BK after the long meets. All right.
Yes.
We used to, we would, when we were away and stuff like that, we used to, I remember a couple times going to BK until we're on our way back and I ordered I think it was a double whopper or whatever the case might be. They gave me a raw patty.
Oh
And I
gosh.
have not, I've eaten, I think I tried that nasty chicken sandwich they had. So let me stop just in case. BK, if you want to sponsor us, let's get Juliette an NIL deal. But you know, just forget what I said about the chicken sandwich. But they had a chicken sandwich that did not sit well with my soul. Could sit well with everybody else's soul, but they gave me a raw patty. I
Oh.
was hurt. Like I was hurt. And I'm not a tomato brother, so I had to upgrade to Wendy's. But man, when you said that, it's two things. I have not had anyone come on or have known anybody who admittedly likes Burger King, especially after a track meet. And then just the nostalgia, like the pain I felt when I was eating that flabby burger. I'm like, that hurt me. That hurt me. Like, come on, man. So why Burger King? I'm with it. I love it. But why the king?
I think there was this one time, like, okay, so it was during, it was indoor 2021, so it would have been my sophomore year, and this, like, no parents, like, I had to drive myself to a bunch of my track meets, and there's this one local place nearby, it's at the Mount Vernon Field House, it's like Mount Vernon Energy Field House, I believe is the name of it,
Okay.
right by the college that's over there, and they have a Burger King, like, a 2-minute drive from there, and I just remember, like, one time after the track meet, I was super hungry, but I didn't want Wendy's, so I was like, "I haven't had Burger King in, like, years, so let me go here." And I was really craving a burger, so I just got the Whopper, and it's just kind of been my thing ever since.
I'm with that. I'm gonna tag when I post this episode next Tuesday. I'm tagging Burger King in this.
Well, I think that they, like, have pledged to, like, authentic, like, patties. I don't know, it's just, like, it tastes so different than from when I was a kid, I don't even know how to describe it, it's just so good now.
B BK, I now their breakfast like low key slaps. Um, Not even gonna front with that. I had me a bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant, and felt like I was in Paris. So I'm totally with them on the breakfast. I used to, man, like you're right because their fries taste better.
Mhm.
They have underrated milkshakes.
Oh, yes, I totally agree.
They have severe. I like their milkshakes better than I like Chick-fil-A's. Um, and stuff like that. I know some people coming for the throat on this one, but I
Mhm.
that's just me personally. So I'm with that. Like Burger the King. I see you on the commercials. Listen, y'all can fund some athletes. Come on, let's get some sponsorship real quick. Come on, let's get an NIL deal ahead. You know how lit that would be. You roll up into Cincinnati with like a Burger King deal and everything like that. You know, you just stay. You got your own dorm, the Whopper House, or whatever the case might be. I'm so with that. I am so with that. Frank Ocean.
Mhm.
Frank Ocean. Why Brother Ocean?
I don't know. I'm not a very big, I guess I do listen to, like, rap when I work out, like, Kendrick Lamar's, like, up there. I love listening to him when I lift, but there's just something about Frank's music that just, like, really calms me down. I tend to have bad anxiety, like, warming up and getting ready
Oh
for my
yeah.
races. Um, So I just cannot listen to hype music at all before I run. It just, like, makes me feel even more anxious than I already
Oh, for
am.
sure.
So I don't know, but I, yeah, I just love Frank. I don't there's just something about him.
I listen, I'm with that. I used to listen to smooth jazz before I competed. Like I
Yeah.
can't, football. When I was playing football and stuff like that, you need a rap because that's
Oh,
just
yeah.
you need to knock somebody his head busting music. You need that. But like with track and field, I don't need to be listening to "We Ready" and I'm trying to spin with the shot put. You can't be
Mhm.
listening to that right before you race. You just need something to calm you down because that
Yeah.
anxiousness. Track and field is such a finicky sport. Like if you move just a little bit, scratch, false start, you're out.
Yes.
So I'm with that. Frank has some low key mellow tunes. So okay, I like that. And then salt and vinegar. I
Mhm.
used to love salt and vinegar, and
Mhm.
then I matured as a person. Um, so that's how I look at it because I cannot eat. That thing gives me heartburn to no end. Why do you love salt and vinegar?
I don't know, I used to actually, like, I think, be addicted to them when I was younger, like, in middle school and stuff. They were just so good. I would eat so many that, like, I don't know if it was that or the Sour Patch Kids I was eating so much,
Ooh,
but my tongue would, like, start to almost peel from the acid. It was so bad.
oh,
I don't really, like, eat them as much now, but those are, like, my go-to chips for anything. If I go to, like, tropical smoothie, they ask me for a side, I'm like, "Salt and vinegar chips," even if it's just a little bag. It's just like
oh
a
man.
guilty pleasure type of thing.
Gosh, I'm 20. I'll be 29 next Friday, but I feel so old because some of this stuff is just it's here. Man, them Sour Patch Kids. Oh, what are those Sour Patch Kids? I used to love Sour Patch Kids.
Mhm.
And then there's candy called Sweetest Fish.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
they're a little sweeter, and then it wasn't. I guess it was Starburst. Was it Starburst?
The
Oh,
pink
but those
Starburst, for
the
sure.
pink Starburst. Yes. Listen, nothing hits like those pink Starbursts. You can keep all that
Mhm.
crap, but just let me get a pink Starburst. I don't even need the whole Starbucks brand. The pink Starburst. Y'all
Mhm.
branch out and sponsor my show. That's how we rocking on here. And gives
They
yeah.
made a they made a bag with just pink Starburst, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my gosh! Don't tell me that. I'm trying to get rid. Don't tell me that. Do not tell me that. That's terrible. I do know they have an ice cream. Is it an ice cream
Mhm.
like a pink?
I
I know
think
they have.
sandwiches too. Like ice cream sandwiches, I think?
Really?
I think so, maybe Sour Patch Kids, some candy brand has them.
Oh Jesus,
I know
Lord have
that.
mercy.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on because I'm this not good for me to know this. But listen, nothing made me happier than scrolling through Twitter, reading the headline: Ohio girl competes in 4 events, wins them all, and wins the team state title. When I saw that, I was like, you know, all the things I'm like, listen, her back has to hurt because you carried an entire team by yourself. Like, Lord, get this sister a wheelchair to bear the burden and the pain of it. Please take me through all of that, just that moment, or just first of all, before I even get to the nitty gritty, has it dawned on you what you accomplished? Because you like not just put yourself on the map. And first of all, let me put some respect on her name, which is bad because I already screwed it up. You like were established heading in. You were a big deal heading into this meet, but now like the world got a chance to see what you are able to do and the skill set that you have. Has it sunk in everything that you've been able to accomplish just in the indoor season?
Not really. I still get, like, chills almost, like, thinking about, like, not just, like, the moment that it happened, like, me winning this team title and stuff, like, yeah, that happened, but just, like, the people who I look up to and the accounts that are, like, well known, like, all over the world, like, they know about it, and people to that extent, like, just know my name and know of me and know what I did, like, that's the part that, like, really hasn't sunken in yet.
What about just what you were able to do? Just like you and here's the thing, the crazy thing, and I'm reading about this, it's not like this was a 2-day meet. You did this in a
Mm-mm.
matter of hours.
Yeah.
Like and first of all, I have to tell people this. If you've never competed in high school track and field, you do not know the difficulty it is to have events overlap.
Oh.
Like, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying this like from there were in some of the meets, bam, I'm in the middle of throwing discus. Yo, you got to throw shot put. That's two different sets of muscle groups that you're using. Now, triple that with jumping and then the short sprints and the hurdles. And that's what you did multiple times. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's to me, listen, nobody could tell me anything. I would listen, I go to class, but I have me a crown. I have me that Burger King crown on my head, like in everything. So from the athletic achievement standpoint, more beyond, your name being out there, but just all the hard work that you put in, that was you were able to put it together for that moment. Has that sunk in yet, or have you got a chance to reflect on what you accomplished when it comes to the athletic achievement more so than the result, and everybody knowing your name now?
Yeah, I think it has kind of sunken in. Um, Only because it's like it happened, but now it's like on to outdoor season and I have June to look forward to type of thing. But I mean, I guess yes and no, because it's still like just so crazy to me that I was able to achieve like the results, like me winning, but also like the numbers and times that I put on the board type of thing. But yeah, so to answer your question, like yes and no kind of thing.
So, what was kind of the craziest part about that day for you?
Um, Probably how long it was.
Oof.
I ended up getting there at like 10 o'clock. The doors had just opened for people to get in. My coach was there waiting for me. He already got all the stuff. I got there at 10 o'clock and we did not leave. And mind you, it's a 2.5 hour drive home. So we didn't leave until I want to say like 7 or 8 from the track. So it was like literally an all day thing.
Then you had to go to Burger King, which is probably out the way, and then you had to go home.
Yeah.
Wow. What was like the reaction? Like, well, let me ask you this. I believe if I read it correctly, I think you said the high jump was the one that gave you the most anxiety.
Hmm.
Um, as somebody who just tried the high jump for fun, I can attest to that. Like, I just look at the bars like, how the frick do people do this? But how were you able to kind of overcome the things that gave you the most stress and the most anxiety in order to deliver a great performance? And bonus question, what was your favorite performance? Favorite from that
Um,
meet?
my favorite one from that meet was probably the hurdles, only
Okay.
because I ran like a super big PR. And it was the event that I had the most improvement from last year. I think almost like half a second, almost maybe,
Oh
I
wow.
believe. Yeah, I ran like a 9.2 my junior year, and I ran an 8:56 at that meet. Yeah.
I tried to tell y'all.
And then, how I stayed calm, like in like the high jump and everything, and the races that gave me the most anxiety was I just had to have fun. Like, that's
Yeah.
my biggest thing is I tend to get in my head and I tend to get this, like, my dad calls it the look, like the ready look that I get on my face, but
Yeah.
I do my best when I'm loose and when I'm having fun and cracking jokes and talking to people and kinda not letting my anxiety get to me. Because when I'm in that stern look when I have that stern look on my face is when the anxiety is bad, so I just have to, like, keep, like, moving. I actually had, like, 5 coaches who were there at that meet just for
Okay.
me, just to help me out. And all of them had like a separate part in doing everything, but they all kind of helped me stay calm throughout the
Mm.
whole meet. And without them, I don't think that I would have had anywhere close to the marks that I did that day.
The one thing that I just maybe in recent interviews or whatnot is that you are very confident. Like you exude confidence when you compete, when you speak, you exude confidence. Where does that come from?
Being it comes from being a gymnast from when I was little.
Okay.
I was a gymnast for about 8 years. I was training for level 8 at 11 or 10 years old, which is very young for level 8 for those of you listening who know anything about gymnastics. But just like in in that sport, you have to have confidence in order to do well. Like, if I'm on the beam, 4-inch wooden thing, then and I don't have confidence, I'm gonna fall. Like, it's
Right.
simply it's just that simple. But, if I have the confidence and I'm gonna um, stick my flips and all of that stuff, like, all of my skills, and I'm gonna do what I need to do and get the job done kind of thing. So I think that all of my athletic achievements and my confidence that comes in all of my performances that I have is from that young girl going through gymnastics, having to do 20 routines in one practice on a single event,
Mm.
and you had to stick the landings on everything, and you weren't allowed to leave the gym until you got it right type of thing. So, I think it all really comes from that.
Y'all gym is different. Let's just leave it at that. Just the hours that go into it and the strain and everything, that's crazy. I'm gonna ask this question and then we're gonna go to the off track stuff. How did you get into the sport? What was the determining factor or deciding factor rather?
So, again, when I was younger, I did gymnastics, but in between that, I think I was in, like, 3rd grade or so, maybe even 2nd. I did a club, track team in the summer.
Okay.
And, funny enough, they tried to make me long jump, and I said, "Absolutely not. I don't like the sand in my shoes." So I never touched the sand again until, my freshman year, but, uh, that happened. I only did it for 1 summer, and then I was kinda like, I don't know if I really wanna do this. I kinda wanna stick with gymnastics." Fractured my back,
Mm.
had
Oof.
to take some yeah, had to take some time off. I swam a little in between there, I did some dance, re-injured my back dancing, took another year off, and then middle school came along, and I was in 7th grade, so I'm eligible to play sports, and I told my mom, I was like, "I really wanna go out for track, like, I think it would be fun, I think I'm pretty fast, like, I'm beating a lot of the boys in middle school, like, I think it would be awesome," and I just went out there, and it's been history ever since in 7th grade, so
That hurt my back. You fractured your back twice. Ooh, my back hurt. I need to get some Biofreeze. You fractured your back twice before you even went to middle school. That is insane.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it was bad.
Okay.
It was really bad.
I'm serious. I'm in pain. Like that just that hurts. I can't imagine. Obviously those sports will do it for you, but I'm just glad that your back was strong enough to deliver great performances and continue to ball out. So we thank God for that. Tell me 3 things. Tell the world 3 things that people do not know about you.
Uh, I love crocheting.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
my hobby. I was my New Year's resolution this year to kind of keep my time on my phone to a minimum, and I crocheted a little bit in 2022, but I
Okay.
didn't really get super into it, and now I'm like full go. I feel like I finished a blanket. I'm almost done with a sweater. Like I've made I've made bags. I've made hats, like a ton of beanies. Like I don't know. I just find it really fun. So that's one thing. The second thing is I work at a plant nursery nearby my house. I love plants. I don't know if you can see any back here.
I do.
Um,
It's very
yeah,
impressive.
thank you. They're Some of them are dying a little bit though, so don't mind that. But
Okay. Rip, 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 rip.
I love plants. It's like another one of my hobbies. I don't know. I just love taking care of them. And then lastly, I love photography. I'm very big into film photography. You can't see it, but I have like a whole wall filled of pictures of my friends and me that I've taken um, over the past few years and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm impressed by everything. So let's go to the crochet. So do you think you've kept up with your New Year's resolution?
Uh,
So I'm gonna tell you a secret.
yes
Go
and
ahead.
no.
Okay. Do not this is what I was told, and I love it. Do not call it a New Year's resolution.
Okay.
You call it a New Year's plan,
Okay.
because
I like
you
that.
plan on doing something. You ain't say you were gonna do it. You plan on it and stuff like that. So if stuff happens, it's just like, listen, it was part of my New Year's plan. I planned on doing it. And
Mhm.
so here's the thing: if you don't get to it, you can plan on doing it again next year. So that's how I look at it. But crochet is very impressive. Crochet is very difficult. How did you get into that? Like, what is it about? It must be peaceful, because if you're making
Mhm.
blankets and beanies and all that stuff, like, whoo, salute, fam. Like, that is legit.
One of my friends, from my high school, she graduated last year, but she was super into crochet, like super big into crochet. And she brought it to school one day, and I told her, I was like, "I've always wanted to learn how to do it." And she kinda taught me how to do, like, a basic stitch right then and there. It was a study hall that we had together. So, I can thank her for getting me into it, because I don't think if she wasn't there, then I don't think I would've gotten into it for sure. Like, I would've been like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get to it next year," type of thing. I'm gonna plan on doing it, but I'm never gonna, like, actually do it.
Oh my goodness gracious. So what is your favorite thing that you've made? Like, what's the coolest thing that you've made?
This sweater that I'm working on right now, I think is pretty cool. Uh
Yeah.
The blanket was really easy. I know it sounds difficult because it's a blanket, but it was just, like, the same stitch over and over again. It was super, super easy. But I think the sweater that I'm making right now is pretty sweet. It's like a striped pattern.
Okay.
So, yeah, I have to work on changing my colors and everything. I'm done with one sleeve, I'm on the next one right now, and then I have to make the body kinda longer, but I think that's the coolest thing because it's, like, super big and, like, chunky, perfect for the summertime. So, like, bonfires and everything.
Well, you live in Ohio, because I was trying to say, like, bonfires in the summer. It's what's today? Wednesday. I live in Orlando. It's 93 degrees outside. So
Oh
uh
my gosh.
yeah, you know, it is a bonfire out the door when it comes to the temperature. So I'm like, wait, they got on long sleeves. I was like, a brother out here melting like Frosty the Snowman. Um, where do you find the hours in the day to accomplish so many things? Because it's like school, homework, studying, working at a nursery, crocheting, trying not to kill your plants, and uh just doing all that fun stuff.
I don't really have time. I just I
You make
I
time.
that's the I make time. I kinda have to. I bring a lot of my crochet stuff with me to school. I only have 3 classes at my high school this year, and I'm taking some college classes online, so it's like in some of those classes, like, half the time, I'm done with all my work early, so I kinda just have free time to do whatever. So I crochet then. I kinda just find, like, little bits and pieces of my day to do what makes me the happiest and kind of, like, recharge before I have to go and work out or before I have to go and lift or do whatever.
I wish I was that resourceful and mature at your age, but we were trying to bounce back from early L's that we call. Um, Plants. Tell me
Mhm.
about the plants that you keep, because I have plants. It's just like, it's in now. That is the societal trend. And so I find it, I was telling a friend of mine this the other day, like, I low key got into planting for a summer,
Mhm.
but I had no idea what I was doing. I went
Mhm.
outside and I got a little dirt, and I picked up this big old green thing. I'm thinking, oh, dude, I picked up a big time thing. Put it in the window. It's 100 degrees every day. I put a little water in it and all this stuff, and it's growing. Come to find out, it was a weed. And so had to, yeah, had to pick that weed up in June, had to drop it off in August. In August.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was thinking, I'm growing a doggone weed for 2 months and everything. So I was that's what I said. You had to try to bounce back from those L's. Um, what what oh God, I don't even know. I really wish I didn't share that story, but um, what is your favorite? What is it about planting that you love, and like, what's your favorite plant? That's what I'm trying to ask.
The things Plants, like, the thing that I love about plants is just that, like, they don't talk, but they're a living thing. Like, I have to take care of them. I have to have responsibility with them type of thing. Um, and they're difficult. I mean, they're super finicky, especially in Ohio because the weather's, again, finicky, like, it's all over the place. Um, but I don't know, I just have to individually, like, take care of them. I feel like they're my little babies. But my
Fair enough.
favorite plant, there is this plant, some people call it, a UFO plant or a Chinese money plant. It's called a Pilea peperomioide, and, I mean, it literally looks like a UFO. It, like, has a stem coming up, and then it, like, kind of falls out, and it's like a flat leaf. I think it's super cool.
Oh
It Yeah.
boy, yeah, just looked it up. It
Mhm.
looks like a almost like a lily.
Yes, yeah. That's what I think they're just, like, odd, but they're, like, super cool. I don't know.
Okay, listen,
Yeah.
I'm with that. It's more impressive than the weed I was trying to grow. But yeah, that would be really cool. And that's kind of the cool thing, just to learn about the different species of plants and everything
Mhm.
that's out there. Like you said, they're your babies, but they're babies that you don't have to worry about disciplining. You don't have to worry about talking back, different things like that. And you mentioned something. How do you keep plants in Ohio? Like that is when it's not like June through September. Like how does a plant live? Like do you have like a greenhouse or something like that?
I keep them all in my room, so you can't see, like, half of my room, but I have a whole other shelf with a ton of plants on it, and then you can't see all of it, but this goes all the way back to my back wall, and I have, like, a shelf down here too. They're
Wow.
all grow lights that I use in the winter, and some of them I use in the summertime if they can't really go outside, but most of the time I take all of these plants out and put them on our front porch because
Okay.
the humidity and they get some sunshine in the evening and stuff. They really like it, and that's when they look so voluptuous and, like, just so green and everything. It's really, really pretty in the summertime. It's kinda difficult, though, to keep them alive in the winter because they go dormant, since it can get so cold and everything.
Hmm.
So, sometimes they die. It's just kind of the name of the game, I guess. But
Yeah.
I know Florida, um, the owners and the people I work with at this nursery, uh, they love Florida. Like, plants just look different and grow differently in Florida, like, I don't know what it is about it. I went to Florida, for USATF Nationals 2 years ago, and I
Yeah.
saw some of the plants that I have in a small pot, like, taller than me
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
ground in Florida, like, it's just so crazy.
I would, if you're ever down here again, well obviously for Big 12 action, um, you have to go make your team go to Lou Gardens, Harry P. Gardens or Lou Gardens.
Okay.
It is a sight to see the different plants, just how they grow. Because here's the thing, the weather really doesn't, like, we have cold spells. I mean, at Christmas it was actually pretty cold. It was in the 30s, like during the
Oh
day.
my gosh.
Yeah. We had the closest thing to a white Christmas as humanly possible for Florida standards. But like other than that, and then so with that, you bring your plants inside. But I mean, we have like nurseries and different things. It's just the sun is just so, and then in the summer you're getting that daily rain.
Mhm.
I think with Florida, sometimes the thing you have to worry about is when it doesn't rain, then you have to make sure you're watering your lawn and all that stuff. But listen, plants are like different down here. Like
I know.
they thrive in Florida.
Mhm.
So like if you ever have like when Cincinnati comes down or whatever the case might be, I'm sure Texas might be the same way or in different
Mhm.
places. Like it's different. Like you would fall in love with like the plants and then the color. That well, I will say this. That's the only thing. Like we don't the trees, the leaves don't change because we don't have seasons. We have fall and no, we have low key fall and summer. But other than that, like, but yeah, the plants here are different, man. So that would actually be fun. And that leads to this next segue. Bring your camera because make some good photo ops. Um,
Mhm.
photography is an underrated skill set. Um, I love photography. I love capturing moments on an actual camera more so than a phone, even though phones are just reliable. Why do you love it so much?
It's just my mom was a photographer, when I was growing up. She did some,
Okay.
like, graduation pictures, and she took some, like, photo ops here and there, but she did a lot of, like, nature photography, so I kinda, like, grew up I'm the youngest of 3 by 15 and 11 years, so it's, like, a big difference. So I was dragged around everywhere with my mom when she was working, and I don't know, I think I kinda learned that skill and the love for it from her, but
Mhm.
she was into more digital photography. I just love the look and the feeling of, like,
Yeah,
film photography. I don't know what it is about it, but it it's just I don't know, just makes
it-
me super happy, like, seeing everything, like, it's in my hand, like, I'm actually able to hold the photo in my hand. I can't see it before it comes out of before it gets developed and everything, like, I took the picture, and then I have to wait so many months until I go through the roll, and then until it gets developed.
that is old school. That is old school. Even though now they actually have cameras where you can take the picture and then it prints itself out. I
Mhm,
don't know who has that kind of money to pay for that. But listen, I just was going through my Fuji disposables or Kodak or whatever that we've kept over the years, and there was nothing. You go straight up, we have a Walgreens down here. Go to
mhm,
Walgreens, takes them 30 minutes to an hour. They get those photos out, and then it's just like Christmas Day, like when you're
mhm,
opening the little envelope and then they see all the pictures coming out. So that is old. But those small cameras, those vintage cameras types are coming back in style.
mhm.
It's still digital, unfortunately, but is that something you think you want to do like for a living? There's so many things you could do. Like it does not like you may be the president, or you could be like the photographer, or you can own a nursery. Like we don't know.
I think it's just something, like, that I like to do. I don't think I could ever make a job out of it, only because it is a lot of work, and
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to that, but I don't want that part of my life and that hobby of mine to get make me feel burnt out and me fall
Mhm.
out of love with it type of thing. I think it's just something that I like. I like going to thrift stores, and that's where I find a lot of my cameras, like, they're actual film cameras and not the disposable ones, and they look like they won't work, and then I get a lucky one, and it actually works, and it takes great photos. So
Have
that's
you
just I don't
thought?
know, it's just something about that.
Have you thought maybe what you wanted to do post athletically?
I am majoring in nursing next year, so that
There you
is
go.
yeah, that's what I wanna do, help people out.
Best friend, my aunt was a nurse, my cousin was a nurse, my very best friend in the world is a pediatric nurse. Lactic Acid celebrates nurses. We're gonna have to try to mix it up a little bit this year for National Nurses Day, which is May 6th for everybody. So be sure to high five a nurse. Um, yeah, that's awesome. And before we get to I just have a couple of topics before we get back to the track stuff.
Mhm.
Um, You seem to have a refined palate. And I say that because there's nobody that's under the age of 20 that has come on or that I have met or I have coached or been affiliated with that said the king is the way to go. What is like the go-to meal for you outside of like Burger King and everything?
I love pasta.
Okay.
I love pasta, which, I eat pasta obviously before meat, but I feel like I eat pasta a lot. Um, I like, Noodles& and Co. I don't know if you guys have that in
Oh yeah.
Florida.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
we
love
have them.
Noodles& and Co. Yeah, and, Italian food, I go to a lot of Italian restaurants or, I like, Bibi Bop, I like their noodles even though it's, like, not, like, original pasta type of thing, I do still like the noodles, like, I don't know, just growing up, that's always been my favorite thing too, but other than BK, it has to be pasta.
Pasta. Okay. I love pasta. Listen, scratch made pasta. Y'all got to get hip to it. It hits differently. First of all, it absorbs half the sauce more than your dehydrated nonsense. I ain't even gonna call it nonsense because a brother grew up on dehydrated spaghetti. Shout out to Bertelli, brother Bertelli up there, wherever you are. You got me through childhood. So, dude, I'm with that. I'm with that. I was just like, BK, like that just spoke to me. Like that was just so amazing to hear. What was it like growing up, or what is it like growing up in Ohio? I've actually been to Ohio once.
Mhm.
I was working for a company covering Ohio State, so I actually got to go up to Columbus. Thank God I didn't go up when it was like December. Um,
Oh yeah.
but what is it like growing up in the great state of Ohio?
A lot of cornfields. You have Cedar Point, and you have the Bucks. That's kind of
Oh,
like
OH, baby. There we go.
yeah. Oh wait.
So you live in the country.
Mhm.
Okay. So tell me about your town. I'm thinking she lived in the city, but no, we just mills and corn and greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, whatever Shirley Caesar said. All of that. Okay.
Yeah, I actually live 45 minutes north of downtown Columbus.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so I'm pretty far, but to me that's not that far. To everyone that's like really far. But I make that drive all the time to practice. My club team is over in downtown, so that's not bad. But yeah, live in the country. I live on a farm. Not a huge farm. I mean, we just have some chickens, turkeys. We have a goat. We have and we have sheep. But and then we do have a garden, but we're surrounded by corn and bean fields, and it's just like everywhere you look, it's just corn and beans.
I bet
Seriously.
y'all I bet listen, my family from the country. I bet y'all eat good up there.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, it's authentic. It's not frozen stuff or anything. It's so good too. Like you can taste the difference. And the one thing I tell people and they never believe me is the difference in farm fresh eggs versus
ooh,
store-bought
different.
eggs
Child,
is
preach.
so big.
Preach.
It's so drastic. It's so drastic, and I just love my farm fresh eggs. They're just so
People,
delicious.
y'all don't understand what a good country egg sandwich tastes like. Like,
Yes.
y'all do not understand. Don't let this nonsense you see on TV. I can't believe it's not eggs or all this nonsense they sell. Listen, a country egg can get you out of a bad situation. I'm just trying to tell you. Shout out to the chickens who laid them. Like you were right. Like everything's different. Like the chicken is different. Um, Listen, a two-piece hit differently in the country than it does in the city. And I'm a fried chicken fanatic. This body was built on fried chicken. Um, just even the taste of the meat. I understand how people
Mhm.
don't like it. The biggest culture shock for me was I had country bacon versus store-bought bacon, and
Mhm.
brother Oscar Mayer has to take a seat because that that country bacon different. Like
Yeah.
it is like authentic bacon. Like you
Mhm.
taste it's a little stronger, but I don't know. The funny thing, I always say this. I said it on someone else grew up in the country. I said I love people from the city who go to the country for the first time
Yes. Oh my god.
for
Yes.
for an overnight trip
Mhm.
because there's some rules that I follow. Like we went up to North Florida, and anybody who lives in the country know that nighttime in the country is different than nighttime in the city because when it's dark, it's dark. Like
Mhm.
it's no street lights. You don't, you better pray that the Lord sends that North Star to guide you because it is not, it's different. So someone be in the car by like 9, 10 o'clock. Okay, you go get that at the car, but nope, you're gonna have to wait until the AM. You're gonna have to wait until the rooster screams. When the rooster starts screaming, that means I'll get up and go. But when people like experience the darkness and then they started hearing stuff for like the first time, it's
Mhm.
comedy to me. I love it.
Yeah, no, I think it's so funny. I had my signing at my high school, and again, all of my club teammates are from Westerville, Gahanna, like central, like Ohio, like right by Columbus, downtown Columbus. And they drove up to my signing, and obviously it's in the winter, so it's like pitch black at 6 o'clock and everything. And they said that that drive was the scariest drive that they've ever experienced. And one of my really good friends who's on my team, Jakai, he is so funny. He was just like, "Oh my gosh, I saw like 6 different animals on the road when I was driving. I've never seen those animals before in my life. Like, what even were they?" And all this other stuff, and it was hilarious, like, just listening to how, like, his first experience, like, actually in the country on a road that has no lights helping you, like, in the nighttime, like, it's pitch black. It's literally dark. You can see the stars, you can see everything in the night.
Listen, we were driving. Were we driving and everything? Driving by the farms. I always love driving by the farms because you see the cows chilling and
Mhm.
you see everything. When you're driving down the road and it's just woods and everything, and you see deer, or you can't, if you're not sure, this is what I would say. If you're not sure, if you can't make out the animal on its exact trajectory or whatever, it's probably an animal you've never heard of. That's just kind of the way it is. Um, Gehenna. That is so bad because I thought it was pronounced Ghana. So
No.
okay. Oh boy, that's another L that we've been catching for the past 5 to 6 years because I just never just covering these kids. I was like, oh, Ghana High School, but no, it's Gehenna. Okay, cool. Shout out to the Gahana people. I'm sorry. Because when I was writing stories on some of your players, the L's were just racking up. So Westerville, I have heard of Westerville. There's like Westerville South. I think there's a Westerville Central or
Mhm.
something like that.
And North, yeah,
And
there's 3 of
North.
them.
So where's your school?
My school is Highland High School. It is 30 minutes from Westerville. So, it's literally, like, in the middle of the country. It's, like, in a town called, Sparta, but we have our district is pretty large, so we cover Chesterville, Mount part of Mount Gilead, part of Cardington, obviously, like, Marengo and Sparta areas, like, we're kind of, like, all over the place.
Mm.
Some of us even live out in Centerburg or, like, Sunbury area, which is by Big Walnut. I don't know if you've heard of that high school.
Yeah, Walnut.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so we're 15 minutes from them, so we're all just kinda spread out, but it's just small D2 school, like, up north kind of thing, so
Why Cincinnati? You were committed to the Bearcats. Why the Bearcats? Why Cincinnati?
I I don't know, I got onto campus for my official, and it was the 2nd time I've been on campus, and we kinda drove in, and I kind of knew, like, right away, but I hadn't met the team yet or anything, so I was like, "Okay, Juliet, like, but I wanna see everything first still, my mind can change." And, the team, like, everyone on the team, boys and girls, throwers, distance runners, sprinters, jumpers, Maltese, like, everyone was just so welcoming and, like, just made me feel at home, like, I almost felt like we've been friends for years, like, as soon as I started talking to some of these people, so that was one thing. They have an amazing coaching staff. I love Coach Seaton, the head coach, and Coach Weinberg, who will be my coach next year. They're all awesome, like, they're fantastic. They have great facilities too, but what really won me was their nursing program. I think they have an excellent nursing program. They're only, like, a 15-minute walk from 3 major hospitals, a level 1 trauma center,
Mhm.
children's hospital, like, they have a lot of clinical opportunities, and they were also willing to be flexible with my track schedule, and the track team and coaches and staff, they were willing to be flexible with my nursing schedule. So it was kind of
That's
like
huge.
everything just kind of fit and all of the puzzle or pieces of the puzzles just kind of, like, came together type of thing.
That is huge because I don't want to say that's rare, but nursing is a hard. It's not easy. There's a lot that
Yeah.
goes into it. So to find like somewhere where you love, and they have a good track and field program. Like they
Mhm.
really do. I know they're excited to have you, on the squad and everything. So that's really cool, especially like you took your time and you were able to find what works. So just a couple more questions.
Mhm.
What motivates you each day to keep improving, to keep going, but also what so just answer that first and then we'll get to that last part. But what motivates you each day? Because I can already tell, listen, you work hard, hard work's paying off, you stick to the grind, and you are free, like you are yourself. I think if you fake like who you were, you wouldn't be as successful as you are and wouldn't have the success. But it literally looks like you're out there just having fun with what you're doing.
Thank you. The thing that motivates me every day is like the goals that I have for myself and the future I want to have. You know, my eyes are kind of set on going to LA in 2028. Like that is my big goal. That's been my big goal to go to the Olympics ever since I was a little girl in gymnastics. Like, yeah, my dreams have changed, but that's still the thing that I want to go do. And just being able to work so hard and just get closer and closer like each step of the way to that big goal is like what motivates me the most. Like if it wasn't if I didn't have any goals for myself, then I definitely don't think I don't think I would be as motivated as I am now. But just like making my future the best it can be is just the thing that motivates me the most.
You mentioned LA 2028.
Mhm.
What are you trying to go there for? What will be the dream event?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't done the multis before. I kinda wanna see what I do there, but right now, like, without doing them, and if that wasn't an option, then I think the horizontal jumps would be my best bet. I think triple jump I mean, Ohio doesn't have triple jump outdoors, so it's really hard for me to get any training in on it, and I think
Mm.
there's just so much room for me to improve on that event that I think it could go far. And I don't know, I just think my horizontal jumps might be the ticket, but again, I don't know what I can do in the heptathlon and all that stuff, so I kinda wanna see when I get there, but
Hmm.
it's kind of up in the air, you know?
Ohio needs two things: spring football, three things: spring football, 7-on-7, and the triple jump. Come on now, like what are we doing?
I
Um,
know.
last two questions. What was it like? Because I could also tell just based on the conversation that you're a good leader, and that you inspire those around you to achieve their full potential, which falls in line with if you want to be a nurse, to be a leader. What was it like being getting to embrace your team after you won the state championship, and you know maybe what was the hope that you have for them and just anybody who watched you and say, hey, you know, I can look up to her. This is something that I can do, and she's doing it. Maybe I can do it too.
Mhm. None of my teammates actually except for the boys, so 2 of my friends on the boys team, ended up making it to state, so they were there when I was winning, when I after I just won the high jump and I just won the long jump, but they had to go home because their events were done. So, no one was there when I found out, I won the team title except for my family and my coaches, and being able to go back home and seeing all my closest friends, because really all of my best friends run track with me, and them just, like, being so genuinely excited for me, it was just like, oh, it just made me so emotional, like, I just got so happy, like, that I was able to make them proud type of thing, and then all of the girls on the team who, this is their first year coming out for track, they don't really know, like, what's going on, or the girls who have been working hard for a few years and have been able to see, like, kind of what I've achieved over the last few years. I wish the best for them because 'cause they're all such hardworking girls. I think this year is the most girls that we've had on the track team since before COVID. We have
Mhm.
double than what we did last year, and they're all awesome, and they're all super hardworking, and I just wish that they, achieve all of the goals that they have set for themselves for this outdoor season, and I hope, I kind of inspired them to go out for indoor track. We had a lot of girls go out for indoor track this year. Last year, we only had about 2 or 3 girls total go out for any meets, and this year, I think we had, like, 13 girls, like, go to at least 1 track meet.
Wow.
So, I hope that they kinda stick with it and keep working hard in the off season and just putting all those hours on the track, that I did. I don't wanna say, like, follow my footsteps because they're all their own person, but, I want them to be able to work towards the goals that they have.
You have survived the interrogation process. Now we're on to our very last segment called Down the Home Stretch. I'm going to ask you a few rapid fire questions. I want you to answer them to the best of your ability. If you do
Okay.
not answer these as fast as you can to the best of your ability, please trust and believe. I don't care. It's all good. As we say, as I say, all thriller, no filler. That's how we roll up in here. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
If there was a food that you could live with and a food that you could live without for the rest of your life, what would those items be?
Live with pasta, live without uh uh Brussels sprouts.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a
Don't
simple
like
answer.
Brussels sprouts. Yeah.
Nope, they stink. Last TV show that you've binge watched.
The Office. It's like my fifth time watching the whole thing.
Okay, well, this question you will find interesting. So, because I've been asking this question too. If you could name any pet after an office character, what name would you give them?
Dwight. I it's just like I don't know. All the pets that I've had they've had just like a quirk to them. They've just been kind of goofy. And I think,
That's a good one.
Dwight, he's goofy. He's a goofy man.
My the two names that I've come back to that I would name them, like I would name my dog David Wallace, just the full name. And then if I had another dog, like a German Shepherd, I would name that dog Bob Vance of Vance Refrigeration, just like the entire name. like, like go big. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely with that. If you had the opportunity to spend 5 days at Disney or 5 days at Universal, where are you going?
Universal. I loved Harry Potter growing up.
Ooh, as somebody who's been to Harry Potter World, if you ever get the chance to go, the butterbeer is lit. It is. Listen, it's some serious. Universal, shout out to you. I'm tired of theme parks. Just living here, I've been there too many times. Harry Potter World is legit. I don't even know nothing about Harry. I don't know his family. I've never seen Brother Potter or anything like that. But I can tell you that it is so much fun. Would you rather be on a mountain or rather be at the beach?
A mountain. Oh, I love nature. Scenery so beautiful.
Okay. When is it too early to start listening to Christmas music?
Too early? October.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry. I love listening to Christmas music in November.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
It's okay. I had somebody come up here recently and say a week before Christmas, and I had to pray for them. I had to put them in the hands of the Lord because I just if it's that far, then something had to happen. Santa Claus didn't come to your
Mhm.
house. You were the kid that they wrote the song about, the kid that Santa Claus forgot. That's what happened. All righty. What is your dream vacation spot?
Europe. I get to go backpacking to Europe this summer, and there's just something about being overseas that just excites me. I don't know.
If you could ball out in any other sport than track and field, what sport would you play?
I would like to try volleyball. I think I'd be pretty decent at volleyball.
Okay, definitely. All right. If you could have dinner with anybody who's living, any legend, who are you having dinner with?
Who's they have to be living?
I don't like the dead crap, but we can do the dead crap. The
MLK.
all right, shout out Martin Luther King. Love it. All right, few more just a couple more questions. All right. So let's just say anybody they were gonna make a movie about your life. They it's called My Back Hurts, and it's just a story of you putting the team on your back, catching W's all the way through. Well, I don't want to say my back hurt because you practice your back quite so. So so let's just scratch that title. That's my bad. Public apology. So let's just say the legend that is. That's what we're gonna call the movie. I Am Legend Part Two, the better version. So let's just say they're gonna make that movie, and anybody that you choose can portray your character. They can play you in the movie. Who are you rolling with?
Oh my gosh. I've been told that I look like Cara Delevingne. I don't know if
Okay.
you know that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So maybe her. I don't know. I'm really bad with the actors' names, but I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
Jennifer Aniston. You know,
Okay.
very she plays characters very well. I like how I just watched what is that movie? I just saw it. It was about that lady who helped those people like they were getting cancer and stuff. I don't know. She's
Oh yeah,
still out.
yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I'm
I know
talking
what you.
about?
I
Yeah.
do know what you're talking about.
I just watched that
Um,
movie. I loved her in it. Yeah.
okay, sounds good. I don't like movies that make
Or
me,
that no. Oh my gosh, that's Julia Roberts, right? Oh, I just messed up the name.
but Julia Roberts, that is a better comparison. Listen, she's not listening to this, so you're fine. It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
But hashtag Julia, if you're listening to this, go on ahead and sponsor the show. That would be pretty dope. All right, two more questions. If somebody could narrate a race that you've run in or will run, who would it be?
Probably my coach, Mr. Went. For anyone who's listening that knows that man, he is so just exuberant, I think is the word I want to use. Like he's very loud, you know, he has hearing aids, he can't really hear, and at track meets he doesn't bring them. So he's
Oh,
screaming the whole time. But he's like in the back of every video, every race that I have, like you will hear him yelling. And I just
okay.
feel like he would just be very passionate about like my race that I have.
I think Snoop Dogg would be fun for your
Oh gosh.
race.
That'd be so funny. Oh my gosh. You said that and I just think about the video of him and I think it was Kevin Hart
Yeah.
watching the equestrian. Yes.
Yes. That's
Oh
that's
my
what
gosh.
that's what I say. Didn't I just see this girl? Listen, I can't repeat. I can't say anything that Snoop would say. So we're just you have to watch the video of that. That would be yeah, Mr. The guy you chose, him and Snoop Dogg would be just something crazy.
Oh yeah,
Um,
those mixed would be hilarious.
oh man. Last question, most important question you answer. You will answer. Why does kindness matter to you?
It can change how a person how their day's going, you know, like it can save a person, it can make a person's day. I just saw this video of this guy who had like a sign that's saying like just come up and give me a hug or like have a free flower or something. And this mom came back to him and she was like, you just recently gave my daughter a hug a few minutes ago, like she's been struggling with depression and it really made her day. And I just think, you know, like kindness can just go so far in impacting a person's life, and that's why it matters to me. I just want to, you know, be a positive person and, you know, impact everyone in a positive way, be remembered for my kindness and my work ethic and just how I helped people and everything.
You have survived. That was very amazing. You have survived down the home stretch. You balled out as usual. And so my prediction is that you're going to win the Bowerman pretty soon. But prior to that, you still have another outdoor season on the
Mm-hmm.
high school ranks. How are you rocking this year? What can we expect from the legend that is yourself?
My first meet's Tuesday. Took 2 weeks off after New Balance Nationals and 2 weeks of training kind of before I get back into it. But, you know, this outdoor season is going to be a crazy one. I keep telling everyone that. I don't want to put numbers out there and kind of screw myself over, but I don't know. I just think everyone can expect some big marks from me in the jumps, high jump and long jump, but also in the sprinting events. I think, you know, my training from August to now with uh the amount, just the change that I've been going through, you know, new I've joined a club, first club I've ever running club I've ever joined, and the lifting that I've been doing is just some big numbers are just going to come. I'm telling you.
Stay tuned. You already know what it is. She is balling, shot calling, thriving with a capital TH. You already know what it is. Where can the people support your journey at? Where can they find you?
My socials, my Instagram is at Juliette LH. For those of you listening who don't know me, my name is not spelled like how normal, you know, Juliette is. It's Juliette and then LH. And then on TikTok, I believe it's I'm Juliette LH. It might just be Juliette LH now. But those are the two main platforms that I post on. So
Yeah.
you can find all my stuff there. Instagram's a really big one. My coach posts all the time about my stuff. So I'm always reposting and everything's on there.
Well, I totally forgot TikTok was still a thing. That just shows my old age. So, but listen, follow her on TikTok, follow her on the gram. Listen, support the journey. She's going to be big. You heard it here first. And listen, when she wins the Daisy Award for the best nurse in the nation, listen, don't be shocked. Appreciate you taking time out of your busy life to come on the show. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And we will catch you next time. Happy Easter to those. Well, Easter's past, but hope it was pretty lit.